Hello everyone, it's Stipe here, and this is the first week of the DGBA Division 2. I believe it's the first season of it too, so pretty excited, and you can see, here you can see already what I'm bringing, but before we go ahead of ourselves, let's talk about the matchup this week. So, we're facing Honor, who, let's say he drafted a pretty controversial team, and you'll see the teams right here. So as you can see, he drafted a lot of like bulky, stally stuff. His fastest speed tier is Sigilif, which hits the, I don't remember the exact speed stat. I think it's 97, and this, like, the actual stat it hits at level 100 is 322. So very slow team, whereas our team is fairly fast. Well, I mean, you know my speed tiers. I have like 5,000 mons with the speed stat of 90. A lot of great stall breaker options, such as Weavile, for example, and you see that Weavile isn't coming. There's a simple reason for that, but before I go to that, I'm just gonna talk a little bit about the threats that I'm expecting. So like, I'm not really at all worried of Clef. I mean, a little bit, but not that much. Conk, I have a pretty solid check for, but it's definitely a threat. Umbreon, not worried at all either, or Almomola either. Kofakricus can be annoying. I have some checks to it. Electivire can run the Z, so it has like the thing with this team in general, like Electivire and Gudra especially, they're like low budget mons with like kinda all around stats, but they have such solid move pools that they can be like tailored to put in a lot of work, and definitely I'm worried about especially Electivire and Gudra because like literally like any of my mons can't leave a Specs Draco, which doesn't necessarily matter, but it's still very annoying. Sigilif and Clefable both can be like magic card command sweepers, and that's very scary. And I have a lot at stake because like in big camps I'm like the most, well, not the most maybe, but I'm leading the pick'ems by a large margin, so I have some pressure here. And then there's a random shuckle, which means that like I have to bring removal. I wouldn't bring rapid spin on my Starmie if there was no shuckle. But I mean, I guess I wouldn't be bringing Moltres either. But like, yeah, just. I'm fine with most of the mons here, but the few I'm not fine with are just very annoying. And well, let's go to my team. So I'm bringing Starmie. Pretty weird spread. I mean, this is just, I just have speed for the Electivire. I don't want speed for the Sigilif because, as you can see, I can't do anything to it anyway if it's max speed. The thing with Sigilif is like I just had a mock 2 with Troy. Huge shout out to him. Sigilif can be like so many things. It can be bulky, it can be like offensive Calm Mind, it can be the annoying like Cosmic Power Set, it can be just Specs Tinted Lens, like so many very threatening options. And as you can see, I'm starting off with Starmie that can do nothing to any of those sets. But, oh sorry. Yeah, so the reason I'm bringing this is mainly so that I can help take on basically most of his like fatter mons like Left, Umbreon, Almomola, just toxic them. Cobble will help me take on the Umbreon for the first time, even though Umbreon isn't a big threat because my Venomoth just completely shuts it down. I would have really wanted to run Reflect type over Rapid Spin because it would have helped me so much against stuff like Megavinu, Electivire, Umbreon. But I just simply can't afford. I need Rapid Spin for, especially for the Moltres, because it's a very key member of my team. Next I'm bringing my Venomoth, which is again, a pretty weird set when it comes to the EVs. So I was like contemplating this set a lot, but I ended up going with Sludge Bomb, Quiver Dance Roost, HP Fire with a lot of bulk and modest, and literally no speed except for like this is like a counter speed crap, pretty much because 90 is a pretty huge speed mark in my team. So HP Fire is there only for the Scarm. I was actually gonna bring Sub at first over HP Fire, but the thing is that I just like my plan was to just take rid of Skarmory, but I'm bringing like 3 monsters that can't hit Skarmory. So I just had to bring HP Fire, and I'm not like necessarily even expecting Skarm that much, but it's just that if it comes, I have to be able to take it on. And I want to have Sludge Bomb over Bug Buzz because it hits Clefable. I don't want Clef to set up on anything if I don't have to let it happen. So I have Sludge Bomb, and actually only Sludge Bomb resists in Honor's team are Scalm and Cofagrigus, so I'm not actually even gonna run the Tinted Lens. I'm running Water Skin, so that moves like Thunder Wave, Leech Seed from Mega Venusaur, Thunder Wave of course from Clefable. They won't be hitting as often, so that's my way to kinda compensate on not running Sub. But yeah, this is my main win con at the end game, alongside with Zygarde, as you will see later. Next, my Moltres. This is a very key member in my team, because what this does is basically every time I have Moltres in, it's momentum for me. Because this mon just my plan is to kind of pressure stall my opponent. So this mon is especially important against Cofagrigus, Conk, and pretty much any offensive mon that is like relying on one offensive move, whether it's Command Clef, Command Sigilyph, any Choice Scarfer, etc. So this mon is very nasty set, but it's going to be putting in a lot of work. And if Conk is Stone Edge, it only will have 4 against me, so like I'm gonna check that completely, which is beautiful. But talking of Conk and also Electivire, I'm bringing my Deoxys defense. We're just running Rocky Helmet to help chip that Conk, also chip that Electivire, Psycho Boost, Taunt, Spikes, and Knockoff. So I'm not bringing Rocks this week, I'm bringing Spikes instead, because really the only one that takes or doesn't take spike damage is Skarm. Of course Sigilyph doesn't, but it also doesn't take rocks, so it doesn't matter. And I have taunts just to prevent like defogging and other setup options. Knockoff is extremely important because I'm expecting Rocky Helmets to support the Mega Kangaskhan. So Knock is there for that. And Psycho Boost is very nice because it does a lot of damage to Conk. It's one of the reasons why like people were saying that Uxie would be like better, but Uxie doesn't have a very strong offensive move like Psycho Boost that just does a lot of damage without any investment. So that's one of the reasons why Deoxys is a very solid mon, and what makes it kinda shine in compared to Uxie. But what else is there? I guess that's all for Deoxys. Let's go to Zygarde. So it's Bandit. Arrows is Speed Crunch 1000 waves. So basically Zygarde is gonna give me either a kill or just a lot of damage every time it comes in. This is like one of the mons that I don't have to be as careful of, because other than like this mon, I have to be very careful how I play my other mons. Especially if there are like these command setup sweepers, I have to position myself close to perfect. But Zygarde I don't have to really, unless like, I mean, even like Clefable, this may be one of my main checks to Clefable, but like if I don't have to take Clef on with this, then I'm like good. And like stuff like Electivire and I think even Sigilif, Life Orb Sigilif, they won't KO me with ice coverage, so that's pretty solid. I have Adamant max speed, just those speed with the Adamant Electivire, and yeah, Thousand Wave is cool to just trap things if they like try to switch in on me to pivot. I don't know. I hope it's worth it. I would really love to run Claire 2 or Outrage for Gudra, but I don't really have. Like, I think these are just my 4 best moves to have. I don't. Maybe I don't need Thousand Waves, but I'm gonna go with it anyway. Like, I'm gonna go with this set. And last is last is my favorite set. Like, I like my, especially my Moltres and Venomoth sets. I like a lot, but this set is beautiful. Body Slam, Headbutt, which protects. So this is basically this is my Togekiss, you know, Paraflinch. It's not quite as likely to happen as with Serencrest, but it's not far away either. I have a little bit of special book to take mons such as, especially Clef, a little bit better, and Sigilif. This is my main way to check those two, and it can I can help like support my team with Wish and Protect. I mean, not with Protect, just with Wish. But and like I don't have any ways to hit the Factory so that I don't just accidentally get the Mummy, because I don't want that to happen. So yeah, this is my team. I hope I can get the win, because like so many people are relying on me on pick'ems, including myself. So I don't want to disappoint anybody. And as you can probably guess, this battle is gonna be slightly more, well, probably long, I would say, for starters. So I'm not gonna live record it. I don't know if I'm gonna live record in the future, but I'm gonna definitely post-com it. But here comes the post-com. Enjoy. Alright, here we are with the battle. And as you can actually see, my opponent did not bring Clefable, which definitely is the biggest surprise, I feel. I thought it would be a great check to, especially my Zygarde and potentially for Kangaskhan maybe too, and Weavile, but he does bring the Umbreon instead, which is fantastic because it always is a setup for my Venomoth. Another big thing we don't see is a Sigilif, which is huge as well, because it just opens the doors for so many things, especially Venomoth again, and that's just simply a big threat that is not there. Gudra is there, which is definitely something that if it's like, let's say, Specs, it's always gonna get a kill. So if that's the case, then I have to play very offensively with my team. But good thing is, like I said, if he goes for Draco, it always means that I bring in Zygarde and pretty much get a kill every time. So that's solid as well. I'm going to lead off with my Zygarde because it's gonna get a hit off against almost everything, except maybe Conk. I won't be staying in, but I have a great switching for it with my Deoxys. Maybe same thing with Electivire. And I don't know if he is gooder than what. I don't really think of that. Bit of a misplay there, I guess. But I'm going to lead off with my Zygarde, as I said, as he does lead off with Conkeldurr, which is fine. I'm just gonna switch hard into my Deoxys defense. And I have Rocky Helmet, so that's great. As he does go for Ice Punch, which is definitely, you know, a play that makes a lot of sense. And just get a freeze, which is extremely annoying, because right there I would have been able to get off some spikes or hit off a Psycho Boost or something, and I make a double hard into my Moltres, which is a bit of a bad play because I definitely didn't want to be knocked off. But he does make a switch as well into Cofagrigus. As I go for Sub-Discover, he does go for the Shadow Ball. I mean the Toxic Spikes first, and then I'm just gonna go for Sub and Protect just to reduce his Shadow Balls a little. as he does decide to make a switch hard into the Umbreon as I go for another sub. I'm in a good position. I can just fire off a flamethrower here pretty freely, and as you will see, a foul play actually doesn't even break my sub, so that's very beautiful. I can just go for another flamethrower as he does go hard into Goodra. And this is a perfect because now I can just stay in and see what he locks himself into. I go for Protect to see that, but actually he's not a choice Goodra, which is definitely a big surprise. He's a curse set. And this can be either very bad or not so bad, depending whether he's Curse 3 attacks or Curse, Rest Talk. I'm just gonna keep whittling him down with flamethrowers as he does. Keep going for those curses. And right now, basically my play is just to stay in and scout for his sets. And let's say he's Curse 3 attacks. I might be in big trouble because basically my best way to try to beat it is to maybe PP stall him, which might be hard if he has 3 attacks, or alternatively try to get a poison off with my Venomoth and then flinch him down with my Kangaskhan. But here he does actually reveal the Rain Dance, which is beautiful because it's most likely a Dragon Dance. I mean, Dragon Tail set, and that means that he only has 8 hits against my Moltres. And I'm gonna I'm gonna cruise because I wanna keep some flamethrowers. As he goes for the first Dragon Tail, I go for a sub again. As he goes for another. And I believe I go for another Dragon Tail because I don't want to be in a position quite yet where he can bring something like Electivire in for free, as that's actually exactly what he does. And he brings in Electivire. I go for the right move, go for sub, preventing him getting any momentum from switching, as I go for Protect, as he goes for ZL Electric Terrain, which is fantastic because I had this exact scenario in a mock. And what I can do right now is just let him break my sub and go for a flamethrower, do 50% damage. And right now I'm gonna make a hard switch into my Zygarde, which won't of course care about the Thunder Punch, and I'm Adamant Bandage, so this extreme speed will actually be able to KO the Electivire from here. So we go to the 1-0 lead, and in comes the Conkeldurr, so I'm just gonna go hard into my Deoxys, as it does predict that, goes for knockoff, gets a crit, which means that I won't get, I believe that mattered, and means that I don't get two hits off. I mean 2 Rocky Helmet hits off. I bring in my Starmie and just go for a Psychic, as he does make the switch into Umbreon, which is fun because this is kind of one of my checks to Umbreon. I'm just gonna go for a Toxic, as he turns out to be a Lumberry variant, which is definitely surprising. He goes for Foul Play and does 25% because of my Colberberry. I have no reason to stay in here, and this is perfect opportunity for me to bring in my Venomoth and sponge the T-Spike and use this as an opportunity to set up. I go for Quiver Dance, and right here I make very questionable play. I go for a Sludge Bomb, and thinking that he probably won't be able to kill me with anything. However, I have Moltres, so he has very likely a Rock type move, and I haven't still seen his item. It could be AV, so that was a very big risk there. Had I not killed with an AV Conk that had Rock Slide. Thinking about it now, it probably is Bandit. I didn't make the Cox with the Deoxys, so I'm thinking he's Bandit. And in that case, of course, I was always going to kill it. And right here we have an interesting situation where in comes the Goodra and goes for Dragon Tail and misses twice, which does give me juicy Sludge Bombs on it. and he's forced to go for rest, which does give me up to well, I guess one sludge quiver dance. In comes Umbreon, and I feel like those two Dragon Tail misses definitely kind of tilted him as he goes for Heal Bell there, which does give me one more quiver dance. In comes a Goodra again, which would have been able to take the two sludge bombs. However, I do get the poison on the first one, so a lot of hacks against him there. However, I got the first turn freeze, which in my opinion kinda evens that out. Technically the number were against him, of course, but I'll talk about it later. Here comes the Cofactricus, and as you can see, it can easily take on my sludge bombs and go for haze. Obviously, he didn't know I would not be Tinted Lens, but in my opinion, he still should have gone to Cofactricus first. But this just gives me an opportunity to go hard into my Zygarde, which can take a Shadow Ball and won't get burned by Will-O-Wisp because I'm already poisoned. I can go for 1,000 waves and just claim a kill here. And at this point, game is pretty much over. Only thing he can do is pretty much prevent my Venomoth sweep with Venusaur if it has Sleep Powder. I just do a nice chunk of damage with the Zygarde, the Umbreon. I can bring in my Venomoth, which can just set up a Quiver Dance. Of course, there's a chance that he has a Sleep Powder, but actually my opponent says GG in the chat, which kind of reveals me that he does not. So I'm just gonna go for another Quiver Dance, as he does reveal that his best move to hit me with is Hidden Power Ice, which obviously does nothing when I'm at +2, and I have a decent amount of HP as well. So I'm just able to start cleaning Sludge Bombs and clean off the game. So very, very solid start for me there, definitely. Yeah, there was some hacks. The freeze, if it didn't happen, I would have gotten off some spikes, which definitely would have made this game a lot easier for me. I guess not necessarily easier, but just harder for my opponents, I guess. But I mean, Deoxys was still able to just weaken the Conk with Rocky Helmet. The Dragon Tail misses from Goodra definitely were unfortunate, but in the end I'm not sure if it mattered that much because I had checks for all of his mons. Moltres always checked the Goodra indefinitely. He definitely had less PP than I, especially if I forced him to rest. So he could not. I don't have to damage him, so he's forced to like use Rain Dance, which only had 7 PPs at that point. Dragon Tail, which had like 6 hits against the Moltres, and then there was the Curse, of course, which doesn't have that many PPs either. I had Zygarde left, which kind of just 2-hit KO'd everything, and Kangaskhan, which I guess didn't have the best matchup there, didn't hit the Cofactricus at all, and of course was prone to being synchronized by the Umbreon, but in the end I don't see him having much of a chance there anymore. My Venomoth was always gonna set up on Venusaur and Umbreon anyway, even I guess. Well, not really against the Cofactricus, but I feel the game. I had the game like regardless of those Dragon Tail misses. I must say that I don't really agree with the Goodra set he brought. Of course, if I brought Klefki, it was always going to wall that set, and I just feel like his Specs was much more threatening against me. Even like Scarf, which I was brought against in a mock. But next week, I'm going to face JJ Gals. He has an incredibly threatening team. I'm not sure if I'm able to make a video of that, but maybe later. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, this is all for the first week. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment, like if you feel like that. This Oh, by the way, yeah. Shout out to Troy and Lucas for the mocks. Uh, Definitely helped a lot, especially the like facing that Z Electivire, C Electric Terrain Electivire in a mock was pretty crazy. Uh, like I literally when I made that play in this game, I just clicked the moves immediately because I knew exactly what to do. Because that exact same situation had happened in a mock. But yeah, like I was saying, thanks for watching. Leave a like, comment, do your thing. This is Type signing out. Bye.